Hey Sketchers, today we see 15 tips to draw with Rockstar designers lines for concept art, product design, food design, shoe design, character design, but also architecture. Tip number 1, skip perfection. So for this first cylinder, I try to make things right. I try to make things good. And it's pretty static, nothing wrong about it. What if I tell you we can do better? So for this one on the right, I try to extend my lines. I try to extend the contour lines and exaggerate them. I add line weights and I don't hesitate also to curve, to bend some lines as well to give more dynamism. And I even tilt a bit the perspective as well. So can you see the difference from the left and the right? Which one looks more attractive? The one on the right is definitely more dynamic. And this is how you can bend your style. So tip number 2, draw beyond. When you connect the dot from A to Z, it looks good, but what if you can draw more than Z? So your second dot, draw beyond, and you get a more dynamic style. For example, for this GoPro, which is a sporty product and which is not supposed to be in motion, I draw it in motion and I exaggerate, go beyond the lines. So it's perfect for the construction lines, and then readjust when you're drawing your product. It will inspire it and influence it. Tip 3, vary your line style. So you're going to get a palette of line style, I would say, like from very static, sometimes something that will be more expressive. So this is from this palette that you can actually pick up whenever you need, depending of what type of project you have and which phase you are. So as you can see here, the third one is going to be more wide, I would say. So the first one is like something more control, and for the third one is when you're going to look for expression, like you are going to have lines that are more loose. So tip number 4, draw like a rock star. After the third, you have even a fourth style that is more wide, and it's going to give you like a style, like a signature. Imagine that you are signing. I do recommend you actually to try to make some of your signature before practicing this cube at this time. Can you see here shushu? I'm signing. And can you see here the shushu at the number 1 is something more control. It's like when I study at school, like middle school, I try to be a good boy, to try to learn the alphabet and to assemble the line. The expression is not there yet. I just try to have the basics first. So whenever I want to draw like a rock star, you have to go through from the basics, and then you can be a super rock star who expresses music, who expresses emotion through his sketches. Okay, so that's tip number 5. At first, once again, you learn, and the step number 3 and 4 is about expressing, is about communicating your ideas. As well as sketching or talking or singing, the emotion is important whenever like you're communicating visually. Okay, and the number 3 is actually my best proposal, my best one on the palette to communicate my ideas. So tip 6, once again, study your basic first. Draw the top of your face, you project it downwards, and then you're going to complete it by drawing the bottom corner. Okay, and you got this cube. 4, you draw the invisible lines. Imagine that the cube is transparent. 5, you add some line weight. This helps you to visualize like a shadow corner. Like this side is at the opposite of the light. Can you see how it pop up more? 6, redraw the cube widely. Like it can give you a tip. Your palm doesn't touch the paper or your table. Try to draw very freely. And keep drawing more for the 7. Explore, fail, redo, and win. Do many and many more that as you can. And try different angles. It will train your 3D vision much faster. And you can try the signature versions. It helps you to make more attempts in the shortest time. Tip 7, set your strategy. Try to identify different ways to draw the cubes. Here for the A and B is like top your face, below your face, and I connect them. That's one of the ways that we can draw a cube. There's many more. Maybe another style is you would prefer, but you need to try it. Tip number 8, knit hatching. Even if it's a signature style, I want to have knit hatching because it gives something more solid. for the overalls, and you can clarify your ideas. Dun, 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 dun. Tip number 9, explore more. Once again, you will never be tired to explore more and more and more, especially with these techniques, because it goes super fast to try a lot of proposals. Try different format, different length, different thickness, different way to add your contour lines. Go super wide. And you can redraw multiple times. If you fail, do again. Try to be more and more wide. Once again, you have to be able to study before the cube, and then you can actually activate this sensation of drawing fast. It will kind of become intuitive. It's really fun. So surface A, surface B, and I connect them. And here I try with a corner, to start with the corner, like looks like a Y. Okay? So the first one is A and B, and the second solution is a Y. It's two different approaches that I like when I draw a cube. Here we go. With the Y, it helped me to see in 3 dimensions. See? And then I reconstitute the rest. It's quite a pretty cool trick. So I'm not looking, once again, can you see that? It's not looking for perfection. So strategy of the layer and a strategy with the Y corner. Practice both solution is pretty cool. And you can merge these two solutions. Can you see very fast? I draw the top layer and then I prolongate with a Y. Then I connect the rest. So I invite you to try different solutions, these two, and also if you can come up with your own. Because once again, it's a signature style, maybe something that is really helping you to envision your cube. Tip number 10, distort. Don't hesitate to maltreat your lines. You are distorting the reality. You can elongate some of the lines. You can curve them as well. We are great explorations. And tip number 11, draw multiple angles. Can you see here? It's super fast, and this is how, when you train that by simple cubes first in perspective, you will better see things. And you can we covered that in the designer starter kit that you can download on the blog. Through the basic of perspective once again, and soon you will be able to do that from freehand. Pretty cool, right? This is why it's super nice to be able to do in 3 dimensions, because you can visualize things in your head and draw them on paper. Here we go. I try to bend it, and I give a lot of aerodynamic style for this tip 12. Imagine that there is a lot of wind. Like for the left one is boring, and you want it to be dynamic. Act like when your jaw is going to be having a flow of energy, of pressure, of wind. Okay? Let it go. Tip number 13, the pizza dough. See the ball of pizza dough, and I'm trying to slowly extend it, become elongated, I would say. That's a feeling. Like when you're drawing a product or anything, it's quite fun to feel that that product is soft, is smooth, is something that we can mold. So I start drawing 2 forms and then I connect them. You see part in between is like stretching, and this is the stretching area that is quite cool. And that feeling of stretching is something that you can use in your designs. Mm. See, 1, 2, 3 forms, and then I stretch the length that is between them. Here I'm adding some contour lines. Here we go. Tip number 14, the spring technique. Can you see here the spring? It's like ice cream, like Italian ice cream, I would say. And try this spring technique, is very fun to use. I'm going to add more definition to it. And can you see the volume that is formed? And what is cool is that you can draw it in multiple angles. It's like a pigtail somehow. And see, I'm drawing in different directions. One is going backward, one is going toward us as a viewer. And I add some arrow and also some hatching inside that helps to better comprehend the product, the form. And let's practice something cool here. I draw a sphere and I add a lot of spring all around. Try it. It's one of my favorite. It's one of the favorite technique of my students. Here we go. The arrow for showing the directions. Tip 15, magnetic paper. So the last tip here, basically when you draw, don't lift your tip and draw freely with a loose hand. The nib doesn't always lift. It's quite fun to let it go. It's kind of pretty abstract. This is going to be like, once again, like a signature style. That's it. So you can see here, whenever I try to draw multiple curves, and on the right, I just let it go. It's pretty messy, but it's fun to do. You have to learn to express this style as well, and it will be up to you to use it or to draw with another style of your drawing palette as a designer. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to let them on the comments. Subscribe to the channel to see more tips on the blog, and also try to practice every day. Oh, last form, I forget. So we got it here, some springs all around, add contour lines. And this is how drawing with more fluency is going to help you to bring life to your sketches. Okay? And then you can create your own style, mixing all these styles. Alright, so I invite you to watch again this video if you need, pause whenever you need, and see you for the next video. Bye bye.